Hey everyone, welcome to the Freak Show. Welcome to the American Horror Story Weekly Wednesday live stream, and we're also going to discuss some more of my Halloween recommendations. So let's give everybody just a quick chance to kind of show up, get the notification if they're still getting it. I totally understand if they're not right now, but we have some great news to go over regarding AHS Season 10. Hey, Murder Motel, one of my favorites. It's so great to have you here. Thank you very much for being here. Thomas Perry, Glenn Murphy, so glad to have you as well. You know, I tried to get on YouTube and tried to see the comments through the actual YouTube, but I'd have to find my live stream. And since I'm not doing this through YouTube, it's all kind of crazy. All right, so it looks like, Glenn, it is so great to have you back too. What's up, Jared? It's so great to have you here. As you guys can tell, I'm doing a little bit better and I'm kind of like taking my doctor's advice and doing everything I need to do. Mike Gedney, it is so great to see you. Jake, you are so wonderful. Thank you for being here as usual. Mike, it is always great to see you. And it's Alicia. Alicia, it is so great to see you. Jedi Scoops. I am so happy to see you. Okay, it looks like I can finally see my live stream so I can actually get the comments instead of on my phone. Got it. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. So, since there's enough of you here now, let's go on ahead and let's start talking about American Horror Story Season 10. It seems that I should, since it's the end of October, we should be waiting for the Halloween episode. So, oh, Glenn says normally I'm in work for the streams, but Ireland is on lockdown, so I'm here. We are so glad to have you here, Glenn, and I hope that all of you are safe and healthy right now. Debbie, Ebby, but Bebby, I am so happy to see you. Murder Motel says I have to get my computer fixed. That's why I haven't been on. I have so many reviews to do. When I get it fixed, 2020 has been the worst. Yeah. Totally hear that. Okay, so if Jedi Scoobs says that they were watching Ratchet when I came on, so I want you guys to know that there is going to be a season 2 of Ratchet, so it is already in the works. Lucas, it is so great to have you. AHS Daily, it is so great to see you. I am so glad you are here. Thank you for being here. And Ernesto, it is so great to have you here too. You were watching Harry Potter. Dude, the fact that you would literally drop Harry Potter for me is like, wow. Help AHS Daily, not Ernesto. So, all right, let's talk about the news that is very huge right now. I wanted you guys to know. Jake Ring says AHS Daily is AHS News Updates. And actually, you know what? I was just going over really quickly to confirm that the information that I had was accurate. So, absolutely, please go follow at AHS News Daily. Wait, AHS News Updates. I'm sorry. Sometimes names can be doubled, but go follow them because they are fantastic. I also followed them. I'm a huge fan of them, and also I do miss AHS leaks hugely. They leaked so much information as well. And Ernesto also says follow AHS Zone. Right on. All right, so let's talk about the most important information. Lily Rabb is going to be in season 10 of American Horror Story. Oh my God! Okay. Whew. Jesus, I'm so sorry. Forgive me for yelling at the viewers. Forgive me for letting the devil in. But I am so excited, guys. This is huge news. And I do want you to know that this absolutely has been confirmed. That's why I actually went to AHS News Updates because I wanted to confirm that Lily Rabb is joining season 10. And absolutely, it says right here, absolutely that Lily Rabb confirmed that she is headed to shoot AHS season 10 soon and won't say if it's about aliens. So, I had obviously when I tell you guys that I don't report certain things because, they're rumors, or if I do report it, I'll tell you, hey, it's a rumor, let's not take it seriously, but let's discuss the possibilities. This is definitely confirmed, and I am so happy because Lily just made season 9. I mean, every single season that Lily Rabb has been in, she has absolutely made that season. I mean, even though she was only in 1 to 2 episodes of AHS 1984, she was brilliant. She was brilliant. Brilliant. I mean, obviously she's always brilliant, just like Sarah Paulson and Jessica Lange and the rest of them. But my goodness, she was so fantastic as Bobby's mom. And then, of course, I don't want to spoil it in case you guys haven't seen the rest of 1984, which I do want to ask you guys in the comments because I was thinking about it today and I'm going to do a video on it. As you guys know, we all have a favorite AHS season. For me, it's normally Hotel. You guys know that that is my absolute favorite season. And we all love to kind of just put it out there of like how we would rank the seasons. And I know that a lot of you here are here because you know that I don't look badly upon absolutely any season of American Horror Story because, like my children, every season is different and they all have their special, beautiful qualities, except for Apocalypse. I just said that. Sorry, even Apocalypse has its own beautiful qualities. I mean, come on, we had so many Myrtle one-liners that absolutely, I can't believe I just said that, because even though the Antichrist was killed by an SUV that I'll still never ever understand. Apocalypse was still good, And so I have to ask you guys now, like, did 1984 change and is it now your top season? Which season is always going to be number 1 for you? Okay? And if you did love, like for me, I loved Hotel because of course I loved Liz Taylor. I loved James Patrick March and Sally, Hypodermic Sally, and I mean, obviously the Countess, but there were so many characters, so much to love from Hotel, in my opinion, that it's obviously top. It's number 1. But now that I've seen 1984, and it's a huge tribute to the 80s horror movies, which, as you can tell, I absolutely love and adore. Now 1984 is kind of making me question myself, like, do I still love Hotel as much as I did? And then I'm going to do a face-off basically between the two. I'm going to watch Hotel, and then I'm going to watch 1984, and then I'm going to decide it right then and there. But I do want to know what you guys think. Was 1984, like, did it even rank for you? Did you even like it? And if you did it take place of your favorite AHS season? What is your favorite AHS season? All that. Please let me know in the comments, and I will absolutely go back and read some. So let's go back to some more news that absolutely AHS season 10 is starting production. It definitely is. They're not filming just yet, but they are. They're taking the steps to make everything safe. Let's see. Emma Roberts is definitely pregnant, so that's fantastic, which I thought was hilarious because her character had sex with Ray, so is Emma having symbolically like a little antichrist, even though obviously she's not. It's just a little joke. But if you guys have been following me on Instagram, I have a bunch of plants here at home that I've named after my favorite American Horror Story actors. And two of them, one is Emma Roberts and one is, I have 4 aloe plants. One of them is called Emma Roberts, and one of them is the Billy Lord, because there's three generations of aloe inside the one plant. So it was so funny because the Billy Lord had a baby, not any from the older generation, but the littlest one, the baby Billy Lord, had a baby. And then Billy Lord had a baby. And then the Emma Roberts had many babies. I mean, right now, if you guys could see the Emma Roberts, she's got like 8 babies right now. But then the Emma Roberts is having a baby. So it's so weird that my plants are having babies and the real life actresses, I name them after having babies too. But I believe she had a baby boy, and she didn't tell anybody she was pregnant, which I have to say, like, I think the Kardashians, like, think that they had the best kept secret, little Stormy of Hollywood, but I think Billy Lord did. I didn't even know she was having a baby. And of course, hi Blaze, it's so great to see you. I'm so glad that you're here. Of course, Emma did not want to have her pregnancy put out there as well, and her mom put her pregnancy. Sadly, she accidentally let it slip. So, um, yeah, so that I'm sure I heard that also Emma blocked her mom on Instagram for revealing her pregnancy. And, come on, you're pregnant. She let it out. She was happy. She's having a grandchild. I mean, come on, it's okay. I mean, have a little love, Emma. Have a little love. So, so basically, the show is basically having to deal with protocols, because usually the actors and costume designers, production, every aspect of the show, they all work together and communicated together, because that's how the best way is to make a show, a movie, how to make something fantastic. And so what they're trying to do right now for American Horror Story season 10 is try to make things, um, make sure that it's all safe so everybody can sit down and communicate and also be safe. I don't know about you guys, but my husband thought it was funny. Maybe I should do a mask. Um, Mike Edney, you are so adorable. I see your note right here about Billy Lord having a baby on Instagram and how it made you sad, because it's your girlfriend. I don't blame you. It I have to say, the saddest day of my life is when I found out that Bruce Campbell was married. I'm not gonna lie. That was the saddest. It still hurts even now. But it's good to know that he is with a really great person who treats him right and who respects him and loves him and who's just as funny as he is. So I will absolutely take that loss. If I can't be Kurt Cobain's wife, obviously, because, he's dead. I wanted to be Bruce Campbell's wife, and Bruce Campbell got married without me. So that's okay. I mean, I'm glad he's not into pedophilia, but when you're that young, I knew I was going to marry Kurt Cobain or Bruce Campbell, or notice that I said that. So sadly, Kurt Cobain's gone. Bruce is happily married. Murder Motel says, "Can I please be Evan Peters' husband?" I know, right? I wish. Murder Motel, I'm so sorry, honey. You would have to fight with Maisie over that. She absolutely loves it. Thank you so much, AHS News Updates. Guys, do not forget, I know I'm really trying to keep up with American Horror Story, doing my live streams and everything, but if you guys really need someone to follow, and I am not posting anything on Instagram or on Facebook or in the group, please follow AHS News Updates, because they are fantastic. This is their Instagram account. I believe they're also on Twitter as well. So, yeah, they're going to definitely keep you educated. So I know they help keep me educated. Okay, so let me go back to my notes. La, 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 la. So basically the whole thing is oh, thank you, AHS. They also just told me something in the comments, which that's where I was at, and sadly I let my mind wander. I apologize, guys. I would say that is a side effect of the heavy metal poisoning, but that's just me. I'm a little scatterbrained. AHS News Update says, Mary, they're currently building sets and filming will start in 2 to 3 weeks-ish. Okay. And don't forget that Angelica Ross has been giving some really great information. Thank you so much, Mike Gedney, too. Please, in the comments, guys, late night snacks. If you're having any problem social distancing right now and you're just kind of going nuts at night because you need somebody to talk to, or you just need a really great live stream to laugh at, to laugh with and have a great time with, go to Late Night Snacks. Mike Gedney just posted a link for them in the comments. So if you click subscribe and notify, you will get notified just like I do before they're about to go live. And then you will get notifications when they do go live. And they talk about so many different things, even Ratchet, so many different subjects other than just American Horror Story, movies and television shows, and just even ordinary things. So it's absolutely wonderful. Definitely go check them out. Like I said, if you just need to laugh and have a great time with a bunch of people who are fantastic and who have a great look on life. I mean, I got to honestly say, I love how woke everyone is on the channel. So go definitely check them out. Do I plan on streaming on Halloween? You know, Mike, yes, I am. It is on Saturday. So I am planning on streaming that night. Okay. And I am not sure still what I'm going to do because I don't honestly know what we are doing. My church is doing something for Halloween for people, so that their kids can be safe. So we're probably going to do that. But I think I might just bust open a big old bag of candy and just play board games with the kids and watch movies with them. So absolutely. They'll probably come live stream with me and we'll probably like do some fun things, on Saturday night. Absolutely. AHS news update says also follow Ryan Murphy universe. Yes. Yes. Can I pick? Where is pin message? Yes. Also, please follow Ryan Murphy Universe because they are fantastic. I love Ryan Murphy Universe. They are fantastic. I love them on Twitter and Instagram. They're fantastic. Again, I know I just said fantastic 4 times. So if you're taking drinks right now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you should be drunk after I absolutely just said that. So it looks like that is basically what the news is regarding American Horror Story. I have to say, have any of you seen the movie Kids? Because I was noticing that AHS News Updates posted that Chloe, I don't want to butcher her last name, but Chloe Savignon, I think that's how you say it, is unsure about ever returning to AHS after playing a not so realized character in Hotel. I have to say, after the roles that Chloe has played in her life, growing up in the 90s and watching Kids and watching her movies, woo! I don't blame her. I don't blame her. She has played some hard roles, some deep, deep character roles, especially in her youth, and she's a fantastic actress. So, Burn. So basically, I don't think we're ever going to see Chloe come back after Hotel. But yes, Billy Lord and Austin Rydell had a baby boy named Kingston Fisher Lord Rydell. That is so badass. Also, Finn Whitrock quoted that they are supposed to be filming AHS season 10 in March and that it's not supposed to happen. I guess this was earlier this year. I haven't had safety discussions yet, but I really trust that the crew and everyone is going to pull out all the stops to make it safe. So there's also a rumor going around that AHS season 10 could be about aliens because Sarah Paulson herself, Queen, had to absolutely say something about that. And also, I do want to let you guys know about American Horror Story Impeachment. That absolutely is filming, I believe. They were supposed to film in October. So as far as I know, American Crime Story is filming. And the sets have already been built. So hopefully they are filming. So I am really excited to see American Crime Story Impeachment. It makes me sad, though. that we are not getting American Crime Story Hurricane Katrina. That was what I wanted. Now, mind you, I am really excited to see impeachment because I think that that is definitely a huge scandal for the United States, for our presidency. I mean, it's not Watergate, mind you. I mean, our presidents have done so much fucking worse. I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves here. Let's just be honest. Anybody who has ever done their US history knows that presidents have done absolutely freaking worse. So sadly, though, this is pretty bad. So I do want to say that even though presidents have done worse, I am glad they are highlighting the impeachment trial and how he should have been impeached, but he wasn't. And how that was such a disrespect to his fucking wife. I mean, seriously, Hillary didn't fucking deserve that. What a dick. So anyway, I want to stop about American Horror Story for a few moments. And I think there was also a debate in the comments about which one was better, Kathy Bates or Lily Rabb. So I will go back and check out comments in just a little bit. Miss Bellatrixa, it is so great to have you. I am doing very well, and I'm glad you're getting your kids ready for school. Hopefully you'll get a little mom time. Woo! Let me tell you, girl, we need that mom time. All right, so let's move on very quickly to movies because I know that last time we talked about some Halloween movies and I promised you guys we would do it again. And I've got a lot a lot, a lot of scary movies. So I just want to grab some trilogies. So this is a trilogy day that we are going to kind of go through today. And the first trilogy that I would like to start with is one of my absolute all-time favorite trilogies, which is normally The Evil Dead, but we went through that one last time. But it's The Exorcist, I have to say. I adored the first movie. I read the book when I was a real small kid, because I had gotten through Jaws and Christine, and I wanted to read something very scary. My mom gave me the Amityville Horror, which I've got somewhere. I thought I had down here, but I don't think I do now. So I read the Amityville Horror, and then after that, my mom said, okay, Exorcist. And this book scared me so badly. I just love it. That's why you guys, if anybody who truly knows me and really does follow me as well, you know that I even paid a lot of money for the first edition copy of The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. That's how much I love the book. So absolutely, I love The Exorcist. If you guys have not seen it, it is about, there's kind of two crossing stories, well, almost like three crossing stories here. It begins with a priest, Father Marin, who is out in a foreign country doing research and meets a demon, Pazuzu. And then it switches to the story of a young girl, Reagan. She's about 11, 12 years old. Her mother is a famous movie star, Chris McNeil, and she's a single mom. The father is gone away somewhere, I think in Europe. And so it's just Reagan and the mother and the assistant Sharon. And Reagan starts absolutely exhibiting Debbie, you are so awesome. Things start weird, oddly happening with Reagan and the family, and so it turns into that she is possessed by Pazuzu. And the third story that crosses here is a young Jesuit played by Jason Miller. I am a huge Jason Miller fan. I adore Jason Miller. I love the play that he wrote much when he was much younger. I just think he's a brilliant writer, a brilliant actor. And if you guys did not know, Jason Patrick is Jason Miller's son. So Father Karras, his sexy, steamy son is Jason Patrick from Lost Boys, who played Michael. Oh yeah, guys. And oh yeah, that's his son, which obviously makes sense. They're both smoldering. But Jason Miller plays a priest who is in doubt of his priesthood. But it's when Chris McNeil comes to him and saying, look, my daughter's possessed. Can you please help me? That it renews his faith in God and in the devil, sadly, and in religion. So, which it moves into number two, sorry, that's not number two. This is number two, The Heretic. I really like this one. Obviously, nothing is as good as part one of The Exorcist. However, part two is It's not good, okay, but it's not bad. So, I mean, if to be honest with you, when I purchased these all separately. So I had the option of getting part two, and my first thought was, it's not worth spending the money on. But shout out to Kathy Bates's nod to Demi's mom in Apocalypse, right? But, it was definitely decent. The story carries with Reagan McNeil and Sharon. Chris McNeil is not in this version, neither is Jason Patrick or anybody else from the first. It's just Reagan and Sharon. So Reagan is living, I guess, in like New York City in like this beautiful high rise while Chris is still off doing movies. Reagan is seeing a therapist, going to school, and all of a sudden things start happening with her mind that she can set fire, she can predict the future, and those things again are once again that Pazuzu is trying to possess her. Now, if you go back and you see the special features and you see how much of a mess the writers, how many times they changed writers, actresses, people didn't like the film, that the studio made them change certain things. This was one freaking mess of a movie, and no wonder it wasn't as popular because it really was a rush to get their sequel because they really wanted to profit on the success of the first movie. So obviously, they really wanted to capture something in The Exorcist Part 2, but in my opinion, they missed the mark, though I own it because I really want to own all three in the trilogy. So, like I said, Reagan is 16. She's gorgeous. She is getting possessed again by Pazuzu, and she has to be the young girl that she resisted the brushing of the wind. I don't know of the locust. I'm sorry. I've seen this movie 100 times and I still don't know what the hell it's about. But that's okay. It is definitely worth a watch if it's Friday night and you have nothing to do and The Exorcist Part 2 is for free on Amazon or something like that. So absolutely. Now, we must talk about Part 3. Part 3. I love Part 3. William Peter Blatty himself wrote the book Legion, and the studio let him write and direct the script for The Exorcist Part 3, which is why I love it so much. Excuse me. Don't worry, it's not COVID, it's just allergies. This one continues the story of Detective Kinderman, who him and his best friend, the priest from the end of The Exorcist, which I can't believe, I'm blanking, Father Karras' best friend. You guys are probably going to tell me in the comments because I'm blanking right now on it. Father Dyer, that's it. So it carries the story of Father Dyer and Father Kinderman, Detective Kinderman. I'm sorry, I love this movie so much I can't even say it right. Okay, so the whole thing that's happening is Detective Kinderman is now played by George C. Scott, and Father Dyer, I believe, is played by the original gentleman who is it. 3 is trash. I hated Exorcist 3. No, Murder Motel. Don't say it's not true. Shut your ears. Say it's not true. And don't ever say that in front of it. Oh my God, it's okay. Don't worry, he did not mean that. Okay. Woo! I love you, Murder Motel, though. Thank you for your opinion, honey. You know me, I be always dramatic. So there is murders going on in the parish of Father Dyer, sadly, and in Detective Kinderman's area, and it exactly replicates the Gemini killer who was executed like 30 years ago. And what the deal is that, oh, I don't want to spoil it because if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. I know Murder Motel does not like it. So like I said, there are definitely people out there who definitely thought Part 3 was trash. But not me. I adored it, mostly because William Peter Blatty did everything on this, and I trust him. I trust William Peter Blatty, his writing. I trust his work. I adore him. Sort of like I do for our next trilogy. So I figured we would do a trilogy of trilogies next, which, by the way, top knots to the Exorcist movies. If you guys ever get a chance to watch them, they're definitely not available on Hulu or Netflix right now. And I dropped my camera. So sorry. I was putting the movie up. So, I don't know where they would have the Exorcist movies right now. It's probably only available for purchase, for renting. So let's move on to a trilogy of trilogies. Oh, and by the way, Reagan is back here, my Pop Funko. So she had to represent her movies back there. She's gonna vomit. Oh, Exorcist 3 is on Shudder, says Jared. Jared, thank you so much, honey. I appreciate that. So let's talk about a trilogy of trilogies. Let's move on to one of my favorites, Creep Show. Absolutely loved it. Actually, darn, there's not three, there's like five in here. Hmm. That kind of messes up my trilogy of trilogy. I'm recovering from heavy metal poisoning. What do you expect? So, this is by Stephen King. I absolutely love Creepshow. Creepshow consists of five stories, which has one of my first favorites, which is Father's Day, which is about a young woman who killed her father on Father's Day because he was an over obsessive rich prick who deserved it, and comes back because he wants his cake. I love the cinematography. I love the acting, and I love the mansion that it takes place in and the cemetery. The fact is that when I saw this movie when I was a kid, because Creepshow came out in the early 80s. I'm trying to look for the year. I would say like 84 or 86, so mid 80s probably. So when I saw this, I was, obviously a young kid. I thought it was confusing as fuck, to be honest, Mary. Says Murder Motel. No problem, honey. I totally get it. I love you so much. So, because I saw this when I was a kid, on television, it was so pixelated on the VHS player. Same thing, even though it was clear on the DVD player, it is outstanding on the Blu-ray. So Alicia Kingston said, I think little Joy Lawrence was in that. And no, actually, fun little fact that the little boy that is in this movie with the comic book is Joe Hill, Stephen King's son. So the little boy that gets smacked by his dad and orders the voodoo doll and all that stuff that's like in the whole thing of the story. Yeah, that's little Joe Hill, that's Stephen King's son. Little fun fact there. So even and I see some of you said that you saw it in the cinema. Even then, it's still so pixelated. The roaches were in so high definition. It just was fantastic. So I have to say, like I said, it's a collection of stories, of at least like it's got to be 3 to 4 stories, and it's fantastic. It's totally George Romero. George Romero actually, I believe he directed it, and Stephen King did the screenplay. So it's George Romero coloring and direction with Stephen King's writing, which is outstanding. Creepshow definitely deserves 2 thumbs up and 2 toes up if we could do that. Okay, I would get my toes out right now if I could. Let's move on to the next trilogy of trilogy, Cat's Eye, which also happens to be a Stephen King. I just can't help it. I just love trilogy of trilogies, which is hence trilogy of terror back there. But this one definitely is a 3-storyer, and it's fantastic, and it stars little Drew Barrymore. So I absolutely adored it. I saw this movie again as a kid on just the regular TV, but seeing it on Blu-ray just was so much better, so much detail that you didn't get to see before, especially with me, for somebody who is a huge nut for details. But this absolutely has 3 fantastic stories. The first story is my favorite, which it is, well, sorry, it's not the first story that's my favorite, but the first story is about a guy that wants to quit smoking. He goes to a quitter's place, and it ends up that this place takes their shit seriously. Okay, thank you, Debbie, for saying Creepshow is a trilogy. I love you. The second one is my favorite. Love it. It is about a guy who is having an affair with a rich man's wife, and in order to escape him, he's got to walk around the edge of the outside of a hotel. I remember seeing that the first time and being so squeamish about that he'd fall off any second. So to see it in Blu-ray with all that detail was just so fantastic. And of course, the last story is about a little girl who thinks that there is a demon in her wall, and it turns out that she's absolutely correct about it. So this was a great movie. Again, little Drew Barrymore is in all the stories. It has other great people like James Woods, and oh man, it's just fantastic. It was absolutely all shorts based from Stephen King. So fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And because I was doing trilogy of trilogy, I just had to put in another Stephen King because I happened to put in Stephen King stuff. So I have to say, if you guys have not seen the original it is absolutely worth the watch. I absolutely have a first edition copy for myself because I do love the book and I love Christine. Christine is my favorite above it. However, it is really tightly underneath it, so to speak. Pun intended. It is about 7 little kids living in a small town in Derry who is plagued by this awesome clown, but played by Tim Curry. And they kill it when they're kids. However, they don't literally destroy it. And they know this and they tell each other, well, they've got to come back when it comes back, when they're adults, to come back and kill it. So they all made this promise as adults that when it comes back, they're going to come back to kill it. So absolutely loved it. Fantastic. The first half is definitely stronger than the second half. But the thing is that you can watch this movie and it'll be okay if your kids are around. I definitely watched this one with my kids and they're very squeamish. I would definitely show you guys the new It's. I loved fucking Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, though Tim Curry will always be my Pennywise, I have to say. The new one is much darker, deeper, and violent and bloodier. So that's not something I could show to my kids. But they want to watch a good, little horror movie that they can watch. And so a couple of times we've picked it because it is not too violent and vulgar, though there are some really great, wonderful, scary points in it. And where the hell is Rick Grimes? Hashtag The Walking Dead. I love your name. I love your name because we got to know where the hell Rick Grimes is, right? Okay, so moving on to our next trilogy of trilogies. Is it's not a trilogy technically, but I have to give big shout outs to another one of my favorite writers and directors, because this one is a trilogy day, but it's a trilogy of highlighting my favorite people. Exorcist was William Peter Blatty, and the trilogies were Stephen King. So now we have to highlight Clive Barker. Now, it definitely takes a special kind of love to love Clive Barker, okay? The first story that I read of Clive Barker, I think was Abrath. It was a little confusing and I was a little young, so I did not understand it very much. So the next one that I read was Cabal. Hit home. I loved it at the point that the monsters were the good people. It just hit home. So I have to say Nightbreed is definitely one of my favorite top Clive Barker movies because it is after his book Cabal. And it is a young Craig Schaefer who plays a young Boone. I don't remember his first name, but I remember Boone is his first name. But he's got this beautiful girlfriend who he wears typical 80s makeup. And when she's singing, it looks so weird because she does these facial gestures that it looks like she's possessed. So that's why I was doing the gestures. But anyway, Boone is convinced by his psychiatrist that certain dreams that he's had about a town called Meridian he's having them because he's a murderer. Holy shit, Debbie. You just predicted what I was about to. How did you know? Debbie literally just said Hellraiser, Candyman, and Nightbreed. Yes. How the hell did you know, Debbie? Do you have ESPN, girlfriend? Joke there, guy. Okay, so I'm going to have to go pick up kids soon, so I'm going to have to go through this more quickie. Absolutely loved Nightbreed. So Boone, like I said, is convinced by his psychiatrist that these dreams are not dreams, that he's actually a murderer. He's murdering people. So he convinces Boone and the police that Boone is a murderer and he should go to jail. Boone does go to Meridian and realize that he's not a murderer. It's his psychiatrist forcing him to, think it. Sadly, though, Boone is still killed. However, the people at Meridian do take Boone in, and the psychiatrist and convinces the cops that Boone is still alive, and so they need to go to Meridian and blow it up, basically, and kill all the monsters there, which they're actually good people. It's basically like American Horror Story Freak Show. That's just where the freaks go to be accepted. So it's just a really great movie. Definitely great. You guys should absolutely watch it. Um, Alicia says I figured it out that it was actually Matthew Lawrence from Tales from the Dark Side. Yes, absolutely. Next one is Hellraiser. Absolutely big, one of my favorite. Books of Blood was one of my favorite books other than Cabal. So Books of Blood, Hellraiser, 1 and 2 are absolutely my favorites. 3 and beyond, they can go fuck themselves. So Hellraiser 1 is about a young couple who move into their ancestral home. This young man has married, or excuse me, he's probably in his 40s, but the man has married this woman, Julia, and Julia banged her husband's brother before they got married. And she's always had this thing for him, and his name was Frank. So the husband has this daughter, Ashley Lawrence. I can't. Kirsty, thank you. So he has a daughter named Kirsty. So they all kind of hang around the ancestral home, though Frank is dead upstairs because he opened the Lamont box, which opens the door to Pinhead and Sins and Pleasures. I probably did not explain this, but if you love violent movies, gore, and like even some kind of like softcore porn, even with it, definitely Hellraiser is your watch. So go for that one. All right, next one is Candyman. Now, I am excited as all hell for the remake from Jordan Peele, but I do have to say that this one was from his Books of Blood, and Candyman is fantastic. I love is it Bernard Shaw? Bernard Rose. I love Bernard Rose's interpretation of Candyman, from the music, the tone, the acting, the scenes, the sets, everything. I mean, he did a great job with bringing the Books of Blood to life. So I am so in love with this movie, and I am so looking forward to the next one. If you guys would like to know, this is basically like a Bloody Mary thing. This young college student and her best friend are investigating a legend called Candyman, where the legend literally keeps a community that's in poverty in a terrible grip of fear just on the name. So they say that if you say his name, Candyman, in the mirror 5 times, he comes to kill you. The students do not believe it, and that is what they are researching, is why is this entire community scared about this mythical man? What makes them so scared about him? Be my victim. Yes, Alicia Kingston, I completely agree. So this one was fantastic. Virginia Madsen is in it with the wonderful Tony Todd. Absolutely. And if you guys are a big Walking Dead fan, Xander Berkeley is in here. And that is the guy who ran Hilltop, who was Gregory. He was Gregory from Hilltop. So it's so weird to see him in, when I go back and see old school Walking Dead, to see Trevor, in The Walking Dead. So, okay. So 2 movies, though, that I do want to talk about really quickly, because it is part of a trilogy, is Halloween Part 3. I absolutely loved this movie, and I know a lot of people didn't, because it has nothing to do with Michael Myers. Absolutely, and that's why I liked it so much. It was completely unexpected. When I rented this movie on VHS when I was a kid, nobody knew that it was not about Michael Myers, because this is what the cover was on the VHS tape. So it looked like, okay, Michael Myers is coming back. And then I go home and watch the movie, and my brothers are so pissed because it's not Michael Myers. And I'm sitting there like, 3 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 3 more days till Halloween. It got me. I mean, it just, the masks and the whole horror of it at the end of the movie, where they couldn't stop it. It was just, the guy was like, stop it, stop it, stop it, trying to get it off of the TV so the children wouldn't die. Oh my God, that got me. So I know a lot of people really hated this movie, but I love that it took place in a little tiny small town with the factory. It was very like claustrophobic as far as the actors and the cast like locations. So I absolutely loved it. We weren't going from like a mental asylum to all these different rest stops, and then finally to Haddonfield, and all these houses and all these characters. It was so different. and I really liked it. So, as you guys can tell, I know I totally like things that are absolutely different and not of the norm. So, absolutely. So definitely check out Halloween 3. It is about young children who buy masks for Halloween made by a nefarious mask company. So, two people are going to investigate the company and become victims themselves. Great movie. Okay, so the last movie I want to talk about is Old School because of course you guys know that I love Old School, and of course that is Psycho. Um Love it, love it, love it. Anthony Perkins, one of his first movies. His actual son, though, has went on to direct some fantastic movies. So I love a young Anthony Bates in this movie. It's black and white. It's fantastic. It's about a young woman who is seeing a married man. Well, sorry, he's not no longer married. However, he pays an extremely expensive alimony to her. So he's just living in a room above a hardware store where he works. So he has no money, nothing to offer her. And this, of course, is in the 40s and the 50s. You're supposed to have some sort of big dowry, something, to offer your wife and her family when you get married. So because he has nothing to offer her and he's still paying alimony to his ex-wife, she steals $40,000 from her boss because it just literally conveniently drops into her lap. So on the way to go meet her lover with the $40,000, she stops at the Bates Motel, where she has second thoughts about what she's doing. She, starts making a note that, what, I need to go home and I just need to face the consequences and I just need to let come what may. So she starts getting ready to go to bed because the next morning she's going to go back home. And that is when she is murdered by the mother of the hotel owner. And that after that is when her sister and her lover start looking for her because they have no idea what happened to the main character. So I'm sorry. I keep seeing Jamie Lee Curtis in front of me. And so I keep trying to say Jamie Lee Curtis is the main character. So I apologize. Heavy metal poisoning. What can you do? It fucks with your mind. So absolutely loved Psycho. The boyfriend and the sister come investigating, and it's just really great. It's a great old black and white movie done by Alfred Hitchcock, and absolutely a fantastic movie that I definitely had to highlight for you guys. So that is it. That is the movies and the news that I wanted to go over, I believe. Let's take a few comments here and let's see what's going on. Jedi Scoop says, yep, the third Halloween was very underrated. Honorable mention, Alicia Kingston says, to Tales from the Crypt. Darn it. Demon Knight. Oh, I know. I loved Demon Knight. Absolutely. That is about I haven't seen it in a while, but that's about somebody who's on a journey and they use the blood of Christ to pour around the windows and the ways so that way the demons can't get inside and stop them from their mission. Yes, I loved that one, Alicia. Don't buy your COVID-19 masks from Silver Shamrock Kids, says Debbie Ebby Babebby. Absolutely. Let me get more comments. We got thumbs up on the Candyman. Where the hell is Rick Grimes? Hashtag The Walking Dead. Cool. Was RZ good live? Oh, you guys were asking about another one. Darn it. There was The Raft. Is that what you guys were talking about? Alicia says, I liked both versions of it. Tim Curry, though, remains a legend. Absolutely. Hell yeah. Lucas Shaw, that he still says they still have the book of, I believe it's the It book. The Raft, I believe, was a big inspiration for 1984. The whole teen feeling of that segment, The Raft, says Debbie, was a big inspiration for AHS 1984. Okay, so guys, The Raft. Let's see if we can go find that movie and watch it. And if I can, I'll do a movie review on it. And if there's a movie review on any horror movies that you would like to see, absolutely put it in the comments. And I will definitely do it. Everyone thumbs up the live stream, says Jake Ring. Aw, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. Shout out to Kathy Bates, nod to Demi's mom and Apocalypse. Absolutely. Last time I heard the theme song for The Exorcist, says Alicia Kingston, was at Thanksgiving at my aunt's house. It woke me up and I saw it on the screen. I noped and turned over and went back to sleep. That was awesome. Um, let's see. Are they doing Halloween like trick or treating, or is that canceled or got canceled in my country? Says Murder Motel. So I was just letting you guys know. I think it is canceled here in Austin. I mean, my neighbors are still doing it, but I don't know. I would just it's be more cheaper to buy them a big box of candy each and then come home and watch scary movies and play board games. That way we don't have to walk around the neighborhood in the fucking cold. Jake is asking if I am going to watch AHS impeach or ACS impeachment. Absolutely. And I'll probably be doing reviews with it if Michael will do it with me. Murder Motel says, oh no, I'm sorry. Hillbilly Diva 1 says 8 months in hospitals and rehab, and I'm finally back home. Hillbilly Diva, it's so glad to have you. Thank you so much. My goodness, you're back home and you chose to watch my live stream. Thank you so much. Blaze says Cody Fern made me buy. Oof. I think Cody made everybody buy. Oof, every male buy. All right. So, guys, I need to start walking to pick up my children. So that was basically more horror movie picks. And oh, Jedi Scoop says, yep, the third Halloween is very underrated. And where the hell is Rick Grimes says, Candyman equals outstanding. OMG, forgot that Gregory was Trevor. LOL. Keith, you are so sweet. They say hi from Dublin. We miss you. You are so sweet, Keith. Thank you so much. Alicia, you are so badass. Lovecraft Country is excellent. Yes. I love H.P. Lovecraft. We went over Reanimator not too long ago, and I also have Dagon. Dagon is one of my favorite H.P. Lovecraft shorts. Literally one of my favorites. And it's literally my theory for this year for American Horror Story Season 10, because I think Ryan Murphy watches my streams and my videos, and he saw the video that I did about how, like, 2 years ago, AHS the clues were from, like, what I interpreted from Dagon. So, yeah, I seriously think Ryan Murphy is going to be doing that this season. So, shout out to all of you. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here at this live stream. Thank you all for having patience with me and for all of your support and love. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll be back probably on Friday. We're going to talk more about horror movies and just kind of more things for the channel. Hopefully I'll have a video posted by then too. And then on Saturday, it's Halloween. So I'll either stream in the morning or at night, whichever time, you guys can come back and watch it absolutely at any time. And I will try to let you know what time the stream will be, so that way you guys can participate if you would like to. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for being here and for loving my channel. I love you all so much, and I will see you guys on Friday. Be safe and have a wonderful Halloween. Love you guys. Bye.